Good morning. I'm out here at Cushetunk in White House Station, Round Valley. I planned on doing jungle habitat this morning, and the last minute I saw somebody do a ride out here, and I decided let me come out here and have a chance to ride my cross-country bike, which I haven't ridden in a while. So this is extremely hilly riding out here. Gonna try and make it an enjoyable, fun day, like we always try. It's beautiful out here. I mean, all this wooded area to me is just so damn beautiful. Now it's not really technical out here, unlike all the trails I've been doing at Ramapo and Ringwood, just that the elevation is insane. And even up here in a little bit, there's a spot I have to walk at the top. I think most would have to walk it. Some people can get up it. And since this bike barely has any shock, these rocks, I got to get my rhythm back managing everything in these rocks here. The calm before the storm. Look how nice this trail is, right? Look how nice this trail is. Want to make sure the camera's recording like I want. Now I haven't used this camera in this position, so it might show a little more handlebar, which will be okay. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so we're bearing left here. When I rode at Ringwood the other day, Sunday, I was just absolutely exhausted. So I went to the gym yesterday. I lost all the footage, the video footage on Sunday. I was playing around with SD cards. Playing around with the SD cards, and like a bozo, I accidentally deleted all my riding, from Sunday. No dropper post on the seat, so I'm way up high in my seated position. Makes it a little challenging till you get used to it again. Yes, there's a line. Oh yeah, it's tough being up high in this position here. Yeah, that position I was off. The whole way I was off there. I was like just hanging on. Yeah, you gotta get used to being high up in this position. Oh boy. And handling the rocks, throwing me forward. Jeez, pedal strike there. Not doing so good through here. Right foot back in. There's not a whole lot of that on the trail. But there definitely was a better line choice. I started out on a decent line choice. And I think the 15 pounds of pressure I have in my front tire might be a little bit much in here. I'm just going to leave it. Getting real steep. The handlebars aren't fitting. All right, so this is where I stop. I think the end of the trail is right up there. You don't need to see this. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so I just walked up that insane climb. It went for quite a ways. So I made it up a decent distance, but it went for quite a ways. Just got to get used to this bike all over again. See, I'm assuming these just, the left is maybe when you're climbing, you get a little bit easier than this here. I think that's what I'm seeing right there. Yeah. All right, so we're making a left here. This is the Cushetunk. Yeah, so that road right there to the left. This is another way to try and get up it. All right, so maybe we can do some riding now. That was a long hiker bike back there. Cushetunk. The Great Cushetunk Trail. Guess you can pronounce it a couple different ways. Cushetunk? I think my Garmin called it Cushetunk. That sounds pretty nice. Yeah, so when I lean forward, I'm curious to see how low this bike is going to make the camera angle when viewing, leaning over, climbing like that. I have it in my Eagle gear. For those who don't know, my Eagle gear is my easiest one on the back to make it. It's the biggest one, biggest chain ring, the biggest cog. That's what makes it the easiest to pedal. You don't go very far when you pedal, but it's just easy to pedal when it gets steep. I guess if you know this, you can come barreling through there nicely. Yeah, all these parks have their own difficulty level. Yeah, Margaret? They're all different. This, you know, it doesn't look as rocky, just that the grade, like the hills, are real long. They're on loose rocks, so it's not like it's going to be an easy ride. Well, it makes it one of the hardest climbing rides, you know, with hills. It's just not as technical. But this is kind of cool, the way the trail just goes along on the side of the mountain here. If you look down to the right, it goes down a little bit. We call that the exposure. Remember, I did this one time in the summer. It had rained the night before and I didn't know it. And all these rocks were soaking wet. Well, the bushes were soaking wet. And you're always brushing up against the bushes and the tires hitting the bushes. It kept my tires soaking wet the whole ride. So even though things were drying up, my tire was like totally wet and just, you know, made my traction even harder. There's a steep spot right up there. Last time I was out here with Ed and Anthony, I actually felt pretty decent. I don't have days like that. I felt really pretty decent. Yeah, I can go back and look and see what I did. But I know I didn't do anything special. I wasn't preparing for it. I think it was a last minute decision. So you see, at Margaret, you can roll pretty quickly through a lot of this when you're going downhill, but all that's uphill when I come back. All right, so let me see what I want here. I believe I want to go, we want to go to the left. Shake my hands out a second. Camera's on, so we're good to go. So this is pretty steep right here. thing is you got to keep your tires from slipping. Besides pushing hard on the pedals, all those little rocks have you slipping. So it keeps going up there. This is so hard. To my left right there is where the red trail came in. The hike up bike trail, really the hiking trail, I believe. Well, part of that climb, but this is much gentler. As you can hear in my breathing. Remember, Rob, you're supposed to be enjoying this. That was very hard. Now there's another one that goes even longer. I don't think the grades is crazy, but it goes longer. I just have to pace myself on. Even that one, I have to get to a spot where it's like, all right, Rob, try and go as slow as you can, because it's even steeper up there and you're at your limit almost already. Shaking my hands out like normal. So this is kind of medium, not low light, but medium. A couple sun spots come in. Sure, the camera's going to be fine. I want to record a lot of this ride because I've never really recorded. If I've recorded anything out here, and if not, why not? It's a good question. I have to go back and look. Sure, I must have. Now, when I get all the way to the other side, halfway through, before I turn around, I could actually go back on the road. So I don't want to come back and do all this stuff here. I don't think that's what I want to do, but... The knapsack was digging into my shoulder the other day. It's better now. Well, I have it sitting, I was always trying to slide it down, you know, so the camera angle, but now I really want it to be slidden back and up, because this camera, you know, this bike puts you leaned over, and that's the position that I think that knapsack wants to go naturally, and that's the most comfortable. So all these little rocks. There's a lot of loose little rocks on the ground, Aunt Margaret. These little ones that are loose, you know, different than the big ones, but they're making the tires slip all the time. It's a different ride, even though it looks like, I guess especially in the video, it must look like a perfectly easy trail, besides, you know, the hills, which, you know, only a fraction of it's shown in the camera. I have to question why that is. It's just the way it is. All cameras. I'm just going to stretch my hands out up here. GoPro, stop recording.